right into the news on what's happening with XRP. XRP, we have been talking about it for 5 months now, and it's been an absolute pleasure with that. It has not been doing so great. It had its ups and downs, and literally the peak when we saw it is about a year ago. So we got to talk about XRP's near future and where it goes from here. And that's something that I have been telling you guys, that AI is basically gonna hit it big. So I'm really excited for that. And right now you can see that XRP prices, if we follow my cloud, my price predictions on the 4-hour chart. So let's just check the 4-hour chart here. And you can see, bam, it kind of is consolidating on the weekends. And it's going exactly as I told you guys. Look, it's gonna hit, it's between these two price ranges, 2.26. Might be a bit more when this video is out, right? But I said in the past, it's gonna go from 187 to 2.26, maybe 2.50. And until then, XRP really is kind of in a waiting game at that point. And that's what we're seeing now. If we take like a screenshot of this image, we could actually ask AI to see where it goes from here. So you can simply post to AI here, because AI is so advanced, and ask him what he thinks about XRP. And then we're going to end up asking Grok as well, which is the important factor. If you guys also want to get started on Toobit, don't forget that there is an XRP award right now. If you do a trading volume of 1 million, you get 90 free XRP. So there's 2,500 XRP rewards down in the description below. But yeah, right now it's consolidating for a breakout. Let's just ask ChatGPT, do you think XRP right now will break out, or will it go down? And you can actually see here that it's right between these ranges that I have been talking, right? So I'm just going to send another image just to have a 100% confirmation of what's going to happen. And then you kind of like let it, think out slowly, give it some response time, and then we're going to open a trade based on this. We're right now at $53. So let's check if we are in profit right now. And again, trading is risky, but use the link in the description below. I'm trading with my own money right now because I like to lose money and I like to win money. So here right now you can see that we can either buy long or sell a short. So these two options, right? So we can say the price will go down or up. But my personal prediction, it's going to go up to 2.58 tomorrow until I start streaming. That's definitely the big possibility here. Even if we scalp it a bit, it's forming a red candle over here. And as we're talking, it's basically analyzing the image as well. So that's a super important factor as well. A lot of people are not talking about. So right now it's the resistance, not a confirmed breakout. So yeah, it's building up this resistance. Price is pushing into Ichimoku cloud horizontal resistance. The future cloud still looks bearish flat. Not a clean bullish twist yet. You've got a higher low from 2.5. So pressure is building, but it's happening right under a blue trend line plus cloud top. Classic rejection zone. Slightly higher chance of rejection. Small pullback before any real breakout. So is this how many days until XRP can break out? So it's basically saying right now it's going to drop, right? This is the scary part I'm seeing. It would be nice if XRP exploded based on the future predictions. So let me just check on that. Absolutely incredible. So estimating XRP breakout based on structure, it would be amazing. Good. We do have also very important news for XRP, is that right now XRP has been absolutely bullish as well, because what I'm seeing right now with XRP is that even at these levels, it's going to push again up towards 2.58. So that's a very good sign if you ask me. Pushing for 258 is obviously a clear sign towards like a top signal basically. So on your 4-hour chart, price is squeezed between rising short-term support and horizontal trendline resistance. These two lines will meet the apex wedge in roughly 20 to 40 candle when you're now. 20 to 40 candles on a 4-hour chart is about 3 to 7 days. So it's asking 3 to 7 days before it pumps. That's absolutely amazing. It could break earlier if a big buyer seller steps in. It could also fake out and slip back into the chop. So should I buy long or sell short? So it's saying 3 to 7 days before we're seeing like a breakout for XRP. And this kind of makes sense because if you look at the overall pattern over here, you could actually see that, you know, it took here 1 day, like 1 day-ish to go to above 3 cents. But then if you zoom out, I know my charts are a bit messy right now. It's because I'm using Ichimoku clouds to do my trades. And that's something I'll be teaching you guys. So thank you so much if you're watching my channel. Thank you for smashing that like. 2.18 to 2.26. So see, it can go up overnight. So long only confirmed on breakout. You're looking on a 4-hour strong close above 2.22. Candle body above the cloud. Next candle is instantly back down. I can't tell you buy this or short that, but based on your chart, I wouldn't open a blind long or short here. Price is right at resistance inside the cloud. This is exactly the, you know, the price point we're waiting for something big to happen. But personally, because I believe in XRP and its price plan, I'm going to open a $5 trade. Why didn't I do the stop loss? Never do that. Always open a stop loss because if you do not, you could basically like lose your whole position. I always do like a short trade, do like a sort of a stop loss. So that's a very important factor. Long only and confirmed breakout. Strong close above 2.22. So it does mean whales are still buying XRP. They have not given up on it. And it does also tell me that there's still whales, basically, like the ones that are selling, it's not enough. And there could be a further breakout from this. So I open a small position. Short only on clear rejection. And I think this is like, there's no clear rejection sign here. There's no clear sign that XRP is gonna super crash right now, right? So that's an important further breakout. Everyone is saying XRP is gonna crash. Nothing indicates right now that we're crashing. Like a lot of people are saying this is it. This is over for the market. But literally what we're seeing is the opposite. ChatGPT is saying the opposite. Yes, we're going higher, but it's going to take a few days. Could take 3 days, could take 4 days, could take 5 days. And I think this is the important factor a lot of people are missing out in crypto is these things take time. It's in the middle of the decision point inside at the edge of the cloud under a long downtrend line. If you're not sure, no position is a position. Waiting for one of those conditions above is the best move. Risk small, 1 to 2% account per trade. No huge leverage, all in place. Decide entry, stop, and target before you click buy, sell. If you guys want to get joined and join trading as well and join the like-minded community of traders, there's a link in the description below that I showed you guys. And basically the first one to reach 1 million trading volume gets 90 XRP. And then you get all these rewards. I managed to make a plan with Toobit, like a little partnership for all the traders. So if that's something you guys enjoy, let me know in the comments below. But it does seem like right now it's in a decision point for the short term, but for long term, it could definitely see a breakout. So if we see like 40 candles positive on a 4-hour chart, it's about 3 to 7 days. So a clear move breakout within 3 to 7 days before the aspect apex. So we're going to also ask ChatGPT. We already asked that. So now we're going to ask Grok, the famous Elon Musk's Twitter X space. We got to ask Grok about XRP prices. And we're going to feed the whole data on what's happening and going on. How can XRP reach $5 with ChatGPT? And again, advancement of AI is just insane. Like it ceases to amaze me how strong it is right now. So here we have Grok, and we could just ask it random questions, and it's gonna tell us content of itself. So this is another factor here. So let me just check on that. Grok, what do you think? Are we going to go to $5? How can XRP go to $5? Explain to my YouTube viewers, because we are doing live trades. And I wanna see what will XRP hit $5 2025 or 2026. And again, Grok is so advanced, guys. Smash that like button as well if you haven't already. XRP could reach $5, and then you can see it thinking about users' requests. It's super searching. It's even searching tweets. So it searches tweets of other like people doing analysis, which is pretty amazing with Grok compared to ChatGPT's example, because ChatGPT doesn't do that. So nailing a sweet 2.8%, $2.18 profit on a long tide with a stop loss at 1.9. Average price holding at 2.18. Maybe it's a bit different by the time this video is out. And let's dive into the big question burning up the chat. How can XRP rocket to $5 and it will smash that level in 2025 or 2026? And I think a lot of people would be very happy if we got, over to 2025 at this point. It would be definitely an exciting factor. XRP is just not another altcoin. It's built for the real world speed and cross-border payments, processing over 5 trillion annually through Ripple's network, blowing past Swift's clunky old systems with a faster, cheaper settlement. It's definitely doing that correctly, so that's what I like to see. But then also, as of today, hitting $5 means a 20.25x pump. That's doable in terms of a bull cycle, but here's the roadmap of 5 key drivers that could make it happen. So regulatory green lights and legal wins. Ripple's SEC is basically fully wrapped, and it has that already. Because if we look at this pattern over here, if we look at like even the 4-hour chart, immediately when Trump stepped into office of 2025, so let's go way, way back on a daily chart, you can actually see over here on 12th of January how much crypto pumped, how much XRP pumped. It tells you everything that you need to know. That XRP has now a better chance at going to $5 than ever before. And Grok is literally trying to tell me that. Spot XRP ETFs are already pulling in 22x68 yesterday alone. Total 811 million across 5 funds. Franklin Templeton is seeing highest volume. So again, it's ETFs that are driving volume. They're not driving nearly enough to make it explode or pump, but it's a very good start I'm seeing for XRP. So this is the important factor that we are looking on the long-term trades for XRP in general, which is good, but it's nothing like XRP ETFs, 70 billion. So we're at right now 811 million trading volume for XRP and ETFs. Demand could 3x the price. Analysts are calling $5 high odds this cycle on ETF hype. I mean, I was hoping the ETFs would actually help us more. So that would be cool, but if not, sure. And live trade alert, volume spikes above 500 million daily. That's your green light target for a $3 swing. So as more people start buying ETFs, that would be another prime example of how XRP could grow up. So again, more ETF volume usually indicates that the prices are going to get higher at this point. So that's a very important factor that most people don't talk about. Now, Ripple stablecoin RLUSD ignition. This is a sleeper hit. RLUSD pairs perfectly with XRP scarcity. So XRP scarcity pushing past $5 easy. Pro move pair XRP longs with RLUSD news. Aim for 20 to 30% announcements. I mean, yeah, the Ripple stablecoin, I don't really trust it that much. I don't think the Ripple stablecoin is that big of a deal. But a lot of people do enjoy it. A lot of people do like it. Institutional adoption and market cap flip. XRP needs to crack 260 billion for $5. So it's the institutions that really have a lot of money to buy XRP, which is something I think is an awesome idea. I think we haven't seen, XRP really explode yet like before. But there's no retail. You guys got to realize, not a lot of retail right now in this space. And, no retail means no buyouts, basically. So it's going to be a big problem. How can you get sales? And that's the idea, my dear friends. It's the retail that's going to hype us up. So we also have macro bull run breakouts, Bitcoin's halving, echo, global liquidity, alt season. XRP's chart like yours showing it's coiling for a 350% breakout. Now this is the final plan is entirely reliant on Bitcoin itself. You know, yeah, XRP could go a bit further and become its own thing. I'm just kind of worried right now where we would go from here. So this is the important factor. Timeline, 2026 or 2025. $5 is very possible by late 2025 with 2026 locking it and blow off top. The conscious from 15 analyst forecasts I pulled. And again, guys, I have an open position here for my long. 5 bullish for 2025, 581. And average target is 220 to 4.5 and a bearish is $2. But we already went past $2, so this means it would be good if I opened a short, right? So yeah, a long-term long would make total sense here. This is why XRP told me here, if we're bearish, we're already hitting, 1.87. So that means I should open a long here, and I will open a long at this point. I will open a $5 long with a stop loss and a profit loss of 5. So projected income, and we can actually place it right now. And that's it. I'm going to also use leverage a bit because we're pretty low position. So I open a new leverage at this point because this is the exact reason. If the AI is telling me, hey, this is the lowest we can get for XRP, that would be a pretty nice hit. So why 2025? If we break 340 soon, your chart's resistance, token metric says $5 to $10 by year end on the bull momentum. So we need to hit $3.4. Again, if we hit $3.4, $5 to $10 is going to be really easier to carry. Like, it's kind of like, building a snowball. Once you build your first snowball, it's 10 times easier than before. So final trade call, go time, XRP to $5. Hell yeah, it's on the table. Watch ETFs, RL, USD, and then 350 break. Your chart proves the strategy works. So more conservative plays like Kraken Peck, predict that XRP is hitting $2.3, but upside to 8.5 if a Ripple USD scales, which a lot of people have been talking about, a lot of traders. So I'm going to make my own prediction here for XRP. And I have been calling it bullish right now. It's trying to hit for another trend line. Like it's building up resistance, basically. It's building up its support level. And I think 187 is the lowest we're going to go in midterm. This is my honest opinion. This is why I opened the trade. I could be liquidated again here because the crypto markets are very risky right now. But 1.87 is the lowest we will go at this point in this month. We could go in a big crash in January. At some point, we will need a big crash towards even 1.16 cents. So at some point, 1.16 cents is where I think, is going to be the crash. So we're going to have to retest those zones, 1.87, 1.46, and 1.9. But for now, I'm still semi-bullish. I think a further downtrend. So there's 2 possible scenarios I made here. Either we go slowly up, like we're waiting for Bitcoin at this point, or we're slowly going towards a downtrend. It doesn't seem like that. This is like only maybe 30% of this scenario happening. So a very important factor here for XRP. And if you guys want to get started, don't forget to trade to earn massive XRP rewards. You can power a deposit, and that's something I'll be making a Discord community about. You can roll to become the top trader and win 2,500 XRP. I do have an XRP competition. If you get enough trading volume, deposit, and sign up under the link in the description below, you can get 90 XRP, 180 XRP for free, 420 XRP, 1,000 XRP, 2,500 XRP. So yes, you can get 2,500 XRP if you do 40 million trading volume. So you would need to be a big trader, but that's 2,500 XRP extra basically. It's a competition that I made for you guys that we are planning to do with a lot of these partners. So just let that sink in. Pretty awesome to consider overall. But right now, yes, I am still bullish on XRP and I open a trade. So let me open a smaller one. I'm going to close these orders, cancel all of them. Cancel all. Yes, stop loss orders. We have that here. And we're going to buy another. Well, potentially we could buy a long here. So that's one factor. So we requested the order with stop loss, closing the long. So that's something to consider. And yeah, it does have a size of $674, and we're gonna see what happens. You know, I'm gonna wait with this order, see if it goes through. I do hope so. That would be amazing. But right now, I'm still hopeful for XRP to go up. We're only 1% down, which is very normal in markets like that. So if you want to join me, link in the description below. Friends, so yeah, this is a lot of stuff we have to consider, basically. 2026 is going to be a different path. And, you know, we're just waiting for one final push until XRP goes down, down, down. So XRP to $5, it's on the table. Watch ETFs, RLUSD, and that 350 break. And this is the most important factor that we have been talking about to you guys on. The most important factor is these 3, 5, 4 things: regulatory green lights, ETFs, inflows, Ripple, LUSD. Some of these are more important than others. And I think the most important is if Bitcoin goes up. And the least important is Ripple coin, stable coin. I think this is going to be like a long-term project for Ripple. I think it's still going to take time, but it's going to be very nice to see. So let us watch while we watch the prices. This is what I wanted to show you. I already did some price predictions, guys, on XRP, how it could launch $5. And I'm wondering, Elon Musk's AI makes shocking price
insane,
prediction.
and Elon Musk's AI is making.
And yeah, guys, I'm trading on Toobit. Right now, I'm down 2.72%. I'm opening and closing trades based on these predictions. So it is a bit funny, but I am asking ChatGPT to make my trade. So it kind of can't decide at this point. It's pretty low. But I'm going to close this position and open another one. So I'm going to market sell this. And I'm going to open a short. And here's why. I'm first going to open a stop loss and do that. And see if XRP is going to be in our favor. So let's open a short, $5, and sell it. Let me go here, $5. It's funny because it's going down so fast. Like, literally, it's going down so fast I can't even open it.
An absolutely insane prediction about the markets too. Listen, a lot of questions are circulating around from you guys right now. Are we in a bull market? Are we in a bear market? Is XRP going to go down to $1? Is Bitcoin going to correct down to 80,000, 60,000, or maybe even 50,000?
So yeah, you can see actually it's going towards the downtrend, and I will explain exactly what's happening here. And Grok will as well. This is the important factor that you guys are not seeing. We got to predict XRP prices using the technology we have.
$1,000 per coin. I mean, people have been losing their minds on social media lately, and I want to cut through a lot of the noise and provide you guys with the cold, hard facts, because I have some pretty solid confirmations with some deep dive analysis on what's actually going down. And Grok's deep analysis tool through AI is actually going to help us really pick apart and get through the noise and just look at
This is the important factor. This is why I'm having a chart open next to it, like next to the video.
The facts in today's video. But first, I want to give an overview of what's happening and, you know, just a reminder to all of you guys. And this is some important perspective. Bitcoin averages about 2 declines of 20% down every single year. Ether averages about 3 declines of 20% down or more per year.
So yeah, it seems like XRP even going down 30% is part of the cycle. It's pretty normal.
The S&P 500 averages 4 declines of 5%, and the NASDAQ averages about 5% or more about 4 times a year.
Guys, also, if you haven't heard, if you want to join my trading competition, I'm giving away, well, me and the exchange are partnering up to for traders to win 2,500 XRP. Link in the description below. Sign up to Toobit and trade to earn massive XRP rewards. with more info on what exactly it is. But it's a pretty amazing thing most people are not talking about.
You can see all of the major asset classes in the world go through these periods of large corrections.
So yeah, thanks. This is going to be a big thing. And I think in the future, like, we're going to build a trading competition.
And generally speaking, if you were purchasing these assets after their larger corrections, then you're going to be doing extremely well. Now, I'll be backing that with some actual factual data, but we also have to remind ourselves, yes, we did just have Bitcoin go from around $100,000 per coin all the way down to $89,000, but now we've rebounded, and so has XRP. So is
This is the thing. Like, sometimes you catch the falling knife. You're never sure until one whale buys the whole supply. This is the part I'm worried about XRP.
Ethereum, so is the rest of the market. XRP is now trading at 223, Bitcoin is now trading at 93,535, and Ethereum's at 3,155. Now, I want to look at Bitcoin real quick here because Bitcoin is still the leader of the market, and pretty much all other cryptocurrencies are still paired to Bitcoin to a certain degree. Bitcoin, if it is able to close above $95,000 by the end of this week, that's actually a very bullish sign and something that you guys...
I agree. Bitcoin needs to close above 100,000 in my opinion for XRP to really go up.
Can't sleep on. This is essentially what we're looking at. I'll get into exactly why, but there's some huge things happening in the crypto industry. And if we even are in a bear market, which some people are thinking we already are, it's not going to last for very long based off of what I'm seeing. Now, the US banking regulators say...
Now, this might be true, but like, instead of it lasting 3 years, might only last 1 year.
That banks can hold crypto to pay blockchain network fees. I mean, there's a lot of regulation developments happening there. We also have President Trump saying that the 2000 tariff dividend will be sent to Americans by mid-2026. I want you guys to keep that date in mind, mid-2026. If the bears are right and the bear run started in October, mid-2026, 6 months, perfectly aligns with when Trump is actually going to be handing out these tariff dividends. Really important to keep that in.
I mean, this would be nice. Mid-2026 is when we have the bear market over. This is something that I agree on. Guys, so I open up a short here just so you guys know at, on Toobit, link description below. But yeah, I am 40% up already and we do have stop losses as well. Let me set it up here because you don't want to be, caught with catching the falling knife, basically. So I think that's a important factor a lot of people are not considering. It's a pretty awesome thing that I'm seeing right now, 50% up. Let's go back to the video.
In mind. So I want to dive through what's going on with Grok here because there are some things from a technical perspective that definitely beg our attention. Okay. Basically, what I asked Grok to do was to analyze all previous death crosses, 50-week and 200-week moving averages, and geopolitical factors going on.
I'm kind of worried about the time now and the time then until it's going to be a pretty brutal bear market, but it's not going to be anything like of November 2022. That one was the worst when it was 77% sale.
On in the crypto bull run to tell me the likelihood that the bull run is over and where we will bottom out in the bear market for Bitcoin and XRP specifically. And so Grok gave a very important piece of information here. Grok said, no weekly 50 to 200 death cross has ever failed to mark the start of a major Bitcoin bear market. This is really important. It has never failed. In none of the previous bear markets has this indicator failed. In March 2014, the bear market bottom, January 2016, there was an 85% drawdown from the cycle all-time high, and it was marked by the start.
So yeah, these were pretty bad times. But we got to consider, will this same happen? Look at my trade over here already. Like, are we entering a bear market if I'm 122% on a short up?
25. Neither Bitcoin nor XRP is in a weekly 50 to 200 death cross situation. The 50-week SMA remains well above the 200-week SMA on both assets. The death cross news you're seeing refers to the daily chart, which is a short-term signal and has already happened 4 times this cycle.
So yeah, the death cross, we already saw it 4 times.
Alone without ending the bull run. So the cycle is structurally different though from previous cycles, and this is also important. We have massive institutional ETF capital inflows, hundreds of billions in AUM.
this is the thing. Yeah, we do have institutions more. I mean, I am up on this trade like 2%. Amazing. But there's going to be a big problem because we are seeing another big issue here. And you know what the big issue is? There's no retail. There is institution. There's just no retail. And I still don't see enough buys from the institution.
Now.
But this second part, this is true. Like, we're going to see what's going to change. Like, how is US going to support crypto, because it's still very early for that.
The Trump administration explicitly is pro-crypto policy, including the creation of the U.S. Crypto Reserve. That includes Bitcoin and XRP. This is direct government buying. And these two factors make a classic 80 to 85% bear market significantly less likely, in Grok's own words. And this is, I think, honestly a great point. I am in the wheelhouse of thinking that at most we see a 50 to 60% decline because of these sort of situations. Either way, though, whether it's 80% or 60%, it still does provide us an amazing opportunity to get in at extremely low prices before the stimulus comes in, as I was talking about back here.
This is something that I agree. I think that, a lot of people will sell, a lot of people will panic during this time until August or potentially June of 2026. This is going to be the big talk, and we're going to be seeing more about that next year. And again, this market cycle, it could be longer. It does not seem, especially if the stuff ends that we've been all talking about for 3-4 years, that I didn't want to even mention on YouTube because I could get demonetized. But a lot of people are calling for Bitcoin 300K, which could mean, theoretically $8 XRP is possible.
There's currently 68K for Bitcoin.
So I'm up 1.7% now on the trade while doing that. So with Toobit, like this competition.
Coin and rising. And that can mean that Bitcoin will bottom out around that level. The bottom line at this point in time is the bull market is not over. The weekly chart is still bullish. The geopolitical backdrop is the most favorable it's ever been in history. And the current dip is a high probability buying opportunity before the final leg goes higher.
This is going to be a good part. I'm still waiting for the big bear market, though.
Real cycle top is more likely in 2026 than 2025 based off of what we are seeing. Now, the reason why this is the case is because of how well the markets have recovered following this massive correction.
If Bitcoin can hold above 100,000, it's going to be a very good sign for XRP.
Discord.
So yeah, smash that like button, guys. I'll keep you guys more updated on this one. Exclusive event. Don't forget XRP rewards. Link in the description below. Win up to 2,500 XRP. If you're doing 40 million volume and you're a trader or just buying XRP, you can use Toobit because I partnered up with them, and you get a free 90 XRP upon 1 million trading volume. There's no tricks. There's no fluff. It's just how it works. There's also terms of service, and trading is risky, but this is the important part which I'm seeing. So we do have another one from Levi Crypto over here. ChatGPT makes insane price prediction. And we asked ChatGPT for some price analysis. And I just closed in on a 5% profit just as I made this video. I feel like this is a pretty big red candle. It just can't find a bottom level yet. So sometimes I ask ChatGPT to make these trades. It's very advanced and it makes XRP price predictions. We can even ask about it now. It's a big thing in the crypto space. It's very important. It helps people save lives and in work. What do you think XRP price will be now? And you can just wait and see, and I'm going to open up a trade on that, and then we're going to watch Levi's video on that as well, because this is the thing. A lot of people, they don't understand the power of AI. It just puts up like 50 different things at once. And what I'm doing right now is basically a trading competition. If you guys didn't know, a lot of us traders are joining up and trading XRP or buying, because if you follow the market, even a cool exchange like Toobit, we partner up Line Central, Toobit, trade to earn massive XRP rewards. So I'll leave the link in the description below, guys, but first I'll open this trade. You lost the 220 area in the blue Tenkan line. Either draft a bit lower for the next support zone around the new lows just around here, roughly 2.18 or 2.815 on your chart, or make a weak bounce toward 2.19. I think a weak bounce is possible, so it's just going to be a very, very small bounce at this point. So I need to open a stop loss on this one as well. This is terrible. I did not do that, but always open your stop loss. Bam. So here we have it. We have the trade open. Let's just see what happens. And now we get into XRP making price predictions. So it made me price prediction that it could go either way. So drifting a bit lower for the next support zone. I think this could happen again. Yeah, it could drop further from here by the time this video is out. These is zone exact numbers and don't rely on a 1 to 5 minute move to guess a future trend. Will it go up or down? What do you think? But I personally think because there's so many red candles, like when you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red candles, you're definitely going to see some greens as well. So always remember, when a whale sells their XRP, there's always going to be another whale that's going to buy it. So high chance it goes down or sideways first before any real move back up. But just as making this, I'm, 1 cent in profit, like 0.34%.
Some similar questions that I asked Grok. Now, what surprised me when I started messing around with ChatGPT is how different the answers were from Grok. You see, Grok was pretty dead set on the fact that we're going to have a bear market continuation with a small probability that we're going to actually shift into a bull run in the short term.
Yeah, the thing is, like, a bear market is not going to be severe as 2022, but it's still going to be pretty good.
Sam Altman's ChatGPT says something completely different. And so
this is good to ask different AI for different opinions. You can see here I have made a video, can XRP launch to $5? And then I also asked him, ChatGPT for my trades over here. Like, it's saying it will go more sideways. So I want to see if it's true. But there's historical pattern summaries, XRP crypto cycles, right?
Institutional adoption. And then the 2022 and 2023 bear market coincided with rising rates, or QT,
and I also asked
crypto-specific shocks. Academic and market studies find a clear positive correlation between expansive monetary policy and crypto rallies. We knew this. I do feel like this is very baseline information. It's not really talking about the specifics as to, how long after QE do we generally see this, but they do mention it at the very least. They also say that XRP historically amplifies Bitcoin moves. When Bitcoin leads a sustained bull run, often after macro tailwinds, easing liquidity / rate cuts, alts tend to enter a stronger alt season. Okay. They also mentioned that on-chain / regulatory shocks matter for XRP, and XRP is particularly sensitive to regulatory or legal developments because of
This is the thing, like what happened with the SEC completely destroyed all momentum that XRP had.
The history. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I didn't really ask it too much about that, but it's answering anyways. Now, what it
just wants to give you all info. That's the info with AI. Many light technical dashboards on November 2025 reported the 50-day MA slightly or below the lower 50-day MA, sustained close above the 200-day MA. So it's basically saying, yeah, if we see, XRP above a certain price point, like, for example, above $2, then there's a higher chance, especially if it goes like 200 days, like above.
No, very strongly dictate the beginning and ending of bull and bear runs. And so I wanted to see what it had to say about this. So many live technical dashboards in November 2025 report the 50-day moving average near or slightly below the 200-day moving average, which is a short-term bearish / death cross risk. But the picture is mixed across exchanges and timeframes. We can see Elliott wave. A number of chartists interpret XRP as completing wave 4 correction and entering a wave 5 impulse. This is common in the bull case write-ups. Elliott counts are subjective. They can offer a narrative that aligns with...
That's the thing. That's why I use like my own trading patterns, and that's why I follow the charts over here and sometimes ask AI. Because you cannot use what everyone else is using. You have to use your own head, basically. And if you look at here, I'm 0.41%. We're going to see if we're going to go down by the end of this video.
Higher targets, but different analysts produce different counts. And of course, we have the volume / momentum. Bullish scenarios typically require increasing volume on rallies and Bitcoin leadership. If rallies are low volume and Bitcoin is weak, alt spikes are likely to fail quickly. This is what we call a blow off versus a sustainable break. We get a nice rally and instantly plummet back down again. We have seen this actually quite a bit recently. So getting all of this together, One thing I'm already noticing with ChatGPT is that it does define all of these things very well, and it does correlate some of these things to what's currently happening with XRP, but it doesn't go into a lot of detail on exactly how this relates to whether or not XRP is in a bull or bear market.
Yeah, so XRP doesn't really want to say if we're in the bull or bear market. I think ChatGPT, the issue is ChatGPT doesn't really try to predict anything. Like, it's not really helping it, and it also told me the opposite side is going to go sideways. Do you really think this pattern will go sideways? No, it's up 1% right now, or downwards. This is not something that's going to go sideways simply, but we did see some sideways momentum now, but, you know, it's not just going to go down here when it went so red. It's going to start moving, right?
Highest probability outcome right now. So essentially, this is what happens. XRP trades a wide range, roughly between $1.6 to $3, while market participants wait for Bitcoin confirmation, which is a sustained break and hold above the 200-day moving average. This is actually good analysis. That would be about $95,000 per coin.
So this would be the best case scenario. Again, XRP most of the time was not above $3. It was just a few days above $3. So that's something you should consider.
And clear liquidity signals or short-term technicals remain mixed. Right now we're at 500/200 uncertainty, right? So this would mean that the macro liquidity is improving with QT ending, and crypto is ready to start moving up essentially. So this is the base case, which is the highest likelihood, which, frankly speaking, is actually a good analysis. This is what most technical analysts and, people that actually study the markets think. Bull case is a sustained bull continuation into a new alt season, which is a 30% probability. So still a pretty good chance.
I mean, in this year, I think this would be like a 10% chance. I don't think this would happen. Especially look at the charts we have over here. The charts are absolutely bearish for XRP right now. But who knows? Who knows at this point? Like, you could draw anything here and, make a bunch of patterns, and then we suddenly see Bitcoin go up. It's just that a lot of retail is gone from crypto. Doesn't that seem a bit confusing?
Yeah, it's okay. This is like a 1 in 3 chance, basically. What happens is Bitcoin leads, clears and holds above key moving averages. Liquidity eases, a policy pivot, and quantitative tightening confirmed, and then we get regulatory smoke clears or Ripple legal risks fade further. XRP breaks above $3 or $4 with higher volume and enters a wave 5 impulse in Elliott terms. Many analysts project a multi-X upside in this scenario. Triggers to watch is Bitcoin breaking above the 200-day.
This is what would happen to push XRP for $5. This is something I made. $5 is very possible by late 2025. This is why I opened a long trade on my Toobit account, literally for this reason, as you can see, because it's saying a bullish high would be $5 to $15. I don't think $15 is possible, but I do think $8 is possible. I don't know if 2025, it's too late now, but 2026, it's saying bullish high to, bullish high is going to be $8.5, but the average target is 2.32.
Day moving average, or $95,000. Rising market breadth. Fed pivot on a clear end to QT, which we know is happening on December 1st. And of course, we want to see QE in this event as well, is what I think it was trying to say. And rising XRP on-chain flows and ETF in financial product developments. So one thing to really look out for is the supply of XRP on exchanges, right? If we can take
This is a very important factor, because like if the whales are buying on exchanges, we will know. So
maybe 20-25% chance, but maybe even a little bit lower than that, honestly. So basically what ChatGPT is telling you guys to look out for here is the Bitcoin 200-day moving average. Probably the single most important thing, honestly. If Bitcoin confirms and stays above 95K,
this is something that I'm also saying, but I also think that at some point in the future, maybe not now, again, don't quote me on this, but maybe in 5-10 years, cryptos are pretty small right now, but in like 5 to 10 years, XRP is going to be big enough to go, further up ahead, to not try to rely on Bitcoin. So will XRP continue to correct or resume the bull run? Both are plausible. I mean, of course, both are plausible. Like, nothing is guaranteed. I don't like how ChatGPT replies, so bear with me, because sometimes I ask it and it says it goes down or sideways first and then going up. Like, did kind of predict this correctly. I wanted to make a live trade just to show you guys what's possible. But it's also saying if Bitcoin stalls or liquidity tightens or XRP is vulnerable for a deeper correction. And we did see a bounce off 187, and then immediately after 187, it went up, which tells me people at $2 are still buying XRP. They didn't get bored of XRP yet before $2. So just let that sink in.
This kind of says overall that our base case is that we're going to see a continuation. Bitcoin is likely to clear above 95K according to ChatGPT and stay above. There's about a 45% probability of this happening, and alt season will follow, which I think is what a lot of people want to see.
A lot of people want to see, but 2025 is very bad right now.
A lot of people want to get an XRP season where XRP goes to $5 or $10.
I don't think it's going to happen in 2025.
Maybe even $20 per coin. I still think we're going to probably have to wait until 2026 for this to happen, but who knows, guys? I mean, maybe December will surprise us. I mean, Q4 of...
I don't think so. I think like a surprise in December now is like 20%, 30%. So exactly like this 30%, but who cares? We could just wait until next year, right?
Current price of assets, what we see is XRP is doing pretty good on the day, but Bitcoin is not at 95K and it's really struggling to get there. Right now
it's like consolidating, same as XRP, because like it literally told me it's going to go sideways, and it went sideways. So that's something to consider. Sometimes these ChatGPT AIs, I definitely think they're right. So we're going to do a long-term price prediction for this one. So you can see here, we're going to close this profit with 30%, 0.3% profit. We could have closed it at like 1% or whatever, but it's just going sideways right now. We're not too sure. And again, guys, if that's something you want to join me, I'm going to leave in the link description below. At Toobit, race to become the top trader and win 2,500 XRP, 1 million trading volume. Who's going to get it first? Nobody has claimed these prizes yet. So the first person to get 1 million trading volume is going to get 90 XRP free. And 3 million trading volume going to get 180 XRP free. So there's all the descriptions, depositing and everything like that, and getting started trading. That's something I'll keep you guys updated. So yeah, immediately now I made the right call as we are up 1%. And at this point, I can just close it just to show you guys. We went from 1%, we went to 0.13. But I'll take a quarter of a penny of profit. You can see the markets are very unstable right now, and luckily I closed it just before this red candle. So if I closed it just 2 seconds before, this is how trading is super risky. So yeah, let's talk about long-term XRP outlook. So what do you think about XRP? We're gonna ask ChatGPT here on what his plans are for XRP, and do a price analysis on XRP in general. So we go to 1 hour chart over here, a weekly chart, and see where it goes from here. It's beta. I gotta delete those, but smash that like button if you haven't already. XRP has been an absolute weird market right now. Do a technical analysis so I can explain it to my YouTube viewers. And personally, I'm going to also draw some graphs over here so we get a better, clear understanding. This is a weekly chart here that we're seeing right now, but I'm going to go to daily, so 1 a day chart, and literally we're going towards a downtrend still, right? Still in a downtrend, bad, not good. But I mean, we're still way, way better than when we were at the start, right? So it really makes you confused because you see these prices and the prices are going way, way up. It's not bad at all. It's actually a great improvement of what they did. But compared to where it used to be, like $3.66, of course, some whales will sell that when they had it at like 3.55. So right now, these are the key prices: 116. A lot of people bought at $116, 1.51, and 1.82. So I'm gonna open a trade here and ask ChatGPT for the price prediction. And I do think we're going towards a small uptrend, if you ask me, at least. But right now, in the short term, we are gonna open a trade for a small $5 here. Bam, bam, 5. You can actually see we will open it with $5. And did I just get liquidated instantly? No, it just started over here. So analyzing image. It's analyzing the image really wrong. So we can also ask Grok. Make a price prediction technical analysis to explain to my viewers. So one of the things with AI right now, it sometimes analyzes the image like way too long, but this doesn't matter because we can actually look at what's happening, and it does seem like there's a big chunk of whale selling. Just as I opened my long, it does seem like the whale has further sold. So it gives you a pretty clear idea of where we're at this point. XRP is basically held by those whales who have bought at 116 and they're still selling it for 100% profit. Slowly but surely they're DCAing. Look at this whale. He sold all of his XRP at $2.19. Like a big chunk here, and you can actually check the trades as well. So if you're grinding XRP trades on YouTube, the chart dropped is straight fire. XRP cooled at ascending of $2, broke out on ETF. The pullback, November now, 18% dump on 2.17 support. Your chart's low around 2.9, might be a quick spike, but real time. Neutral to bullish. Price actions coiling above the 2.17 support box. Your chart's blue trend line with blue buy volume edging out sales. Stochastics crossing up from oversold, and Bitcoin's 130K push is dragging alts higher. I mean, it's 90K now. So I'm not sure what it's saying. So what is ChatGPT saying? You can see XRP had a strong run up to 2.4, 2.45. Majors resistance. Zoomed in view, short-term left 5-minute chart. What's happening for the last couple of days? XRP has been chopping sideways around 2.19. We had a quick spike. Local support about 2.18. Local resistance 2.24. So this doesn't really matter because this is like 5 minutes. This is going to get absolutely wiped quickly. So bullish case scenario, we break above the cloud and trade above 2.4. And my plan is, because I was telling about the whale selling, is we got to break about 2.6 when the big whale sold. If you check the prices over here, there's a lot of people buying and selling XRP. But we got to check, there's a big whale that sold all of his XRP at exactly like this area. See that? This 29th of November, he sold a very big portion. And then 29th of November, a big whale again sold a very big portion. So it is worrying in that sense. But bearish scenario is we lose the cloud bottom and the $2 support area. The price can visit the lower levels we came in earlier in the year. So what are the prices earlier in the year? Are these like, what would they be? It doesn't even say. So that's something that we gotta find out for ourselves. So the lower levels would be $2. Lower levels this year, I mean, there weren't really bad levels. $1.9. We already tested that this week, so I don't think we're going back. I think we're actually going shortly up. 5-minute chart, you see what's happening from the last couple of days. XRP has been chopping sideways around 2.19. Quick spike. So to sum it up, higher time frame, XRP is neutral inside the Ichimoku cloud, ranging between the support of $2 and 2.4 resistance. Short-term 5-minute chart is also sideways, bouncing between roughly 2.80 and 2.24. I think it's super hard on the weekends as well, because on the weekends, usually people take a break. And when they take a break, the markets suffer. As you can see, my trade right here, right now, is not perfect. Bears want to see price lose $2 and the bottom of the cloud to open room for a deeper drop. Like if we're going below 1.87, I'm pretty sure we can go up to 1.2, 1.3. I think that nothing's stopping us at that point. That's the worrying part. But if we can stay above 1.87, that's going to be the fun part, right? And we already are at 2.2 or maybe a bit different. By the time this video is out, it could be way different. But this is a long-term bullish outlook. So as long as we stay above 1.87, everything's going to be fine. But the most important, XRP is now in decision zone. The next big move will likely come to break out of this range, either up or down. So just remember, these are the clear stages right now we have. These days are the most important factors on when XRP is going to explode or drop. I'll keep you guys updated with more news, and smash that like button. If you guys want to get started trading and join me up with a community of XRP traders, that's something we're going to be looking at. So you could actually join the link description below and get a free bonus trading XRP. You can actually get 90 XRP free if you do 1 million in trading volume. So it's like a competition basically. You will receive the highest reward from the list if you achieve the trading volume below. And if you do 40 million, you can get 2,500 XRP. You know, go for it. If you like that, this is something for you. Nothing's stopping you. There's even free bonuses that you can just try out with. And that's the most important factor. So smash that like button. We're going to be looking at trading bots, which are risky, guys. But trading bots, do they have ones for XRP? And that's another thing that a lot of people are not talking about. I've been very, very excited about trading bots. If you guys want more content like this, smash that like button. But you can actually check Toobit over here. There's a big competition down in the description below. I did open up a trade for XRP here live. So let me show you this trade. It's a very small one, $74. And again, I'm thinking like I'm scalping it a bit, because right now it's a weird day and it's just going up and down. So if you check over here, I just closed the trade. I closed my first position. And that's something you can join me, link in the description below. I'm going to actually check. You can use XRP trading bots, which is something very exciting. So I'm going to explain what trading bots actually are, which is a pretty cool strategy. XRP trading bots, are they risky? And you can see 7-day return yield, 1,338. So whoever made this trading bot, every time it conducted a trade, it made a 6% increase. It's going to be like an AI strategy. So you go over to markets here, futures. You can learn how to use them. What these XRP future grids long bots actually do, it's not magic AI. It's just a script that opens a leveraged long position on XRP, 5x in your screenshot, places many buy and sell limits orders in a grid between two prices, tries to scalp small movements inside that range. So if you're bullish for XRP, he basically does the work for you. That's a pretty fun idea. Leverage risk, the big one. 5x means a 20% move against you, liquidation. So yeah, I mean, everyone uses 5x. But if you check over here, I want the trading bot that's maybe a bit less profitable. So this one looks nice. What's the minimum margin invested? The minimum amount for running this grid strategy is $100. So basically $100, but if I really want to test it out, and that's what I'm going to do. The bot doesn't protect you from that. Direction risk, it's locked long. All these future grid bots are one direction long. Of course, if you believe that XRP is going up, these bots can make a lot of money. But if it goes down, you get absolutely destroyed. This is the problem with trading bots. Grid works only if price stays in the band the bot expects. Breaks out of the range, your grid is useless and only leaves you big losing future positions. So I'm guessing the grids need to buy, like if price is going sideways, so if price is like here, this is how trading bots work for XRP. And again, they're not free money or anything. They're risky. So take care with that. But I will be telling you guys what type of trade I'm going to be taking. So let's say it's trading between 3.6 and 2.4. As long as it's this ranges, I understand it's going to go up. Fake performance numbers. 7-day yield is usually annualized or based on a tiny starting capital. How is it annualized if it's 7-day? I'm guessing yes, a starting capital because XRP did go up. It doesn't mean you'll get 1,300 reward every week. It just sells the dream. It might. If the exchange goes down, it's not going to go down. It's Toobit. Safer this spot grid versus future grid. No leverage, holding XRP. These XRP grid bots you see aren't free money. They're just automated leverage trading strategies. That's true. But I still like that they are doing like XRP. You know, you don't have any shorts. Do you have any neutral trading bots? You even have neutral trading bots that give way, way less return. So, you know, this is the one that gives like 70%. This is a very interesting factor. Let's take a look. Can I buy this one? It's $28 to buy it. So I could absolutely try it and see how it works. So it's going to say total investment 151 USD. I have available $30 of margin, but we're using 5x. So if you put $29 and creating this strategy, it's going to trade between. So if it goes to $1, it's going to like, you know, fail. And if it goes to 3.63, it's going to fail. So lowest price is going to buy at 1.8 and the highest price is 2.4. I like this strategy actually. So let me check a neutral and let's get back to these trading bots. This is something I have been very curious about trying. How much do we need to do this one? I like this one, 300%. Maybe it's slightly more risky. So create a strategy, highest price 2.4. So we're going to ask AI here what they actually do and how they work. So what is a grid? Because I wanna learn here. So this is the most important factor. I'd rather have less profit than more profit. A grid is just a ladder of buy orders and sell orders between these prices. Think of it like this. You could choose a low price and a high price. The bot splits that range into several steps grids. Here you picked 5. At each step it places a buy order a bit lower, a sell order a bit higher. Buying lower when it dips to a lower grid and selling higher when the price comes to the next grid. Should I get a long XRP bot that goes up, that goes 1,300% returns, or neutral that is only giving 70 to 130, 300? What's the difference? So it does seem like that there are different type of trading bots and some are giving less returns, and you can actually use them. Link in the description below. I'll be explaining that on what exactly happens with that. But we're gonna start a plan. We're gonna make a, I want to make at least a free burger out of this, or a free pizza. So what's that's like $10, $5, depends when you live. But 1,300% long bot is crazy risky. Pure XRP must go up gamble. 73% to 300% neutral bot, still risky, but more about volatility than direction. Neither is safe. The numbers are marketing, not guarantees. Long XRP grid bot, direction only long. But neutrals is what I like more, because yes, they, you know, get you liquidated less in case XRP crashes. At least your bot is not going to be gone. You make money if price ranges inside your 1.79 to 240% band and keeps bouncing. You lose money if XRP trends in one big direction, pushing one side toward liquidation. Returns are usually smoother and lower than a lucky long bot, but the risk is still real because it's a leveraged future. Think of it as being a small market maker inside a box. Good in sideways chop, bad if XRP escapes the box. So as long as we're above these levels, like $3 and $1, it should start. So we just started our own trading bot. Okay, that's great. So I'm also going to be doing a competition on the Toobit if you guys want to join. Like, I'm going to come back to this trading bot tomorrow and see how it performs as well, if that's something you guys are interested. So if you guys want, there's a link in the description below. You can actually open a trading bot and it's going to do volume as well. And you get 90 XRP free, 2,500 XRP free, based on how many trading volumes you do. And there's also a lot of bonuses if you guys want to use. Link description below, and I'll keep you guys updated. We are a small channel right now, but we gotta build up. What about the stop loss prices? I mean, it's pretty bad. Stop loss, if we lose $20, I'm done. Like, you can stop and I'll take $20. Stop loss price must be less than lowest 1.79. All right, so if I far understand, this trading bot is now up and running with a margin of $29. My initial investment of $29, let's see what happens. I really want to try it and see. I'm hoping we're getting a bull market, because it would be nice if it goes up. But that's what I opened here right now. I opened my own trading bot that I'm going to be showing you guys tomorrow, like something to return to. Yeah. So we also have We have here, what else we have? XRP USDT. So we can have here Forex trading, event contracts, Solana USDT, Ethereum XRP, Ton, 0G USDT, 1000 MOG. So I'm pretty interested how this trading bot is going to work out. Details. Strategy detail for the trading bot. And oh, you can actually see over here, grid profit unpaired, margin requirements, available margin $6. So the margin requirement is $23 amount per grid. And is it doing last price 2.19? Did it do any buy orders yet? I don't know. I don't think so. We're just going to wait and let it do the stuff it wants to do. So this is the important factor. All right, guys, I'm going to finish it off here. You guys take care and smash that like button. I'll keep you guys